on JFK on April 30th. Just the start of our group. Half these people aren't ours, of course. But we'll just pan across. Hard to see people against the light. No, lighting's too poor. But anyway, that's just a quick shot of our group. Well, here we are in Athens on 1 May at 10 o'clock in the morning. Just get a few shots here. We're at the airport. Well, we're in Plaka, but this is the Acropolis, the Parthenon on top. We've been here before. And these are just some of the ruins. See if we can zoom up. Always in constant restoration. We're in the Plaka now, just part of it, and there are just lots of shops open. Today is May Day, so it's a big holiday, and everything's closed except in the Plaka, which is a big tourist place. And here we are at our restaurant we've eaten at before. Our nice waiter, one of them, very nice. That's not him. What? No, he's not him, Jenny. Jenny, that's not him. No. Anyway, very nice place. I come back every few years. More of the Plaka. Typical area. Well, we've got Canada geese and they've got pigeons. Just walking back towards the hotel after white ones. Yep. After being down in the Plaka. Well, it's Friday and we're going down to the ship, Piraeus, or something like that. So we'll be down there shortly. Just lots of traffic everywhere. There's just a little town, Piraeus.
It's interesting that churches that spoke to some people who are of other denominations, and they're having this
Ship. Well, here we are in the Crow's Nest for a little party. Compliments of Travel Associates. Ship's about ready to back out of the slip, and we'll give you a few more shots. But the only problem with this place is up here, the sun's been beating on it. It's awful warm. Down on the Lido deck, I believe it is. Ship is now leaving port. Nice sailing ship.
Yeah, up in the valley. Yeah, almost perceptibly. Oh,
Nice high-speed catamaran.
So that boat, that's a ferry boat, right? Maybe.
It's hard to like get ready to take off.
So it's refreshing here.
I don't know. Oh, you know I've got a
We're leaving the harbor. Beautiful night. Beautiful view. I could spend my time all on the deck. Well, it's Saturday morning. We're heading up the Straits of Bosporus to Istanbul, Turkey. It's supposed to be a rainy day, but it hasn't got rainy yet, so be there about 3 in the afternoon. And it's now 10:17.
And if you can see from where you're standing, the first mosque, tucked in between all the trees, is the Hagia Sophia. There's 4 minarets around it. It is red in color.
This is coming into Istanbul.
The Hagia Sophia was rebuilt 3 times. It also was the Church of Holy Wisdom. The central dome and main building have been fortified by buttresses, which partially hide the original shape. Inside the museum of the Hagia Sophia, you'll The dome of the Hagia Sophia is 100 feet in diameter and it rises 182 feet above the ground. It's supported by 4.
This is the Blue Mosque here. Yeah, we're inside the breakwater now.
Actually looking at port side, it's kind of like that was a sea of
Restaurants, gardens, parks, as well as museums and mosques.
the Golden Horn, dividing the two parts of Istanbul, the European and the other half. A panoramic view of the Istanbul harbor. We're now docked. We haven't gone anywhere. Some people have gone into town. I'm gonna do that tomorrow primarily. There's Ginny. This bridge is the bridge we go under tomorrow afternoon to go further north. Yeah, we got off the ship for a little while here. There's a mosque. Can't see much against the sky. That's better. Yeah. Little cafe with fizzy beats.
You rent a water pipe, I guess.
Well, there's just water pipes standing around here. And they put coals in them.
Yeah.
Fire them up for you.
Yok şeyi bırak. Size falan bırak.
Century BC, built by the Greek colonies. Their leader was Bizas, so the first name of the city, given in the 7th century BC, was Byzantium. But again, we don't know much about what has happened at that time. The real thing here starts in late Roman period. 324 AD, Constantine the Great, he arrived here, re-established the city, made it the capital of the Roman Empire, and at that time the name was changed from Byzantium to Constantinople, the city of Constantine the Great. 395, the Roman Empire split into two, and the ones living on the part of the European side will get to the old imperial part. Now you can now see the Golden Horn, that's the body of words on it. That is the spice market, the famous Egyptian bazaar where they used to sell spices, only it's a market world right now. And next to the spice market we've got a mosque. There are 2,600 mosques only in Istanbul, mostly from the Ottoman period, and was probably hard to name all those 2,600 of them. So because mostly they're active actually. Why we have that many? Of course, you know, this is an Islam country. 98% of the people living in the country are Muslim people, but of course it is a secular state with Jews, Christians living with no problems at all. And when we're talking about the Islam religion, first of all, you know, the name of the religion itself is Islam. Old city walls, first from the 5th century AD, from the Byzantine period, restored and enlarged during the Ottoman period, and you can easily see that there is recent renovation with them as well. Okay. So about those 5 things, the 5 musts of the Islam religion, the first one is to believe that there are no gods, but there is, with the old ones, the local ones could only have 1 minaret, but the ones built by the royal family had more. The Blue Mosque is the only one in the world which has 6 minarets on it. There's no other one with either 6 or more than 6 on it, except the one in Mecca. They know that has a significance. The first temple is the place.
This is inside the Blue Mosque. This is Sunday. One last shot of the Blue Mosque with its 6 minarets. It's the
Where we're gonna have the demonstration is gonna be a safe place for you to, they have carpets over there only actually, a safe place for you to have your carpets, to purchase a carpet, and what they do is they ship it up to your home address.
This is, we just saw carpet demonstration. We didn't buy any, but this is a very nice part of town. This is a Topkapi Palace that we are going in. I guess we get in the palace. We can't take pictures or in the buildings in the palace. We take them in the grounds. We're in the palace gardens area. We won't be able to take pictures in the palace per se. We'll just get a few pictures out here. This is on the balcony of the palace. Bosporus. Tomorrow, that's where we'll go up, or tonight. We'll go up through the Straits of Bosporus, I guess it is. And we're in one of the kitchens that they had, they said they served 5,000 people or 3,000. This is not, I'll zip around. Here's a cooking pot.
What's this step, Mary?
These are weights. Yeah, they look like weights.
Weights, yes.
Yeah, which means, I don't know why. It doesn't affect the... This is an exhibition hall for Chinese and Japanese porcelains, which is one of the kitchens, which is a little hard to see. Let's see, anything up there? No, I won't bother. I don't know if we can read this. All through history, routes of culture and commercial contacts between Eastern and Western Asia and the Silk Road.
Queen mother as well. And what happened in most cases, the mother of the Sultan died while the Sultan was still alive. So the mother of the next coming Sultan became the new Queen mother. So in most cases it was the harem. They had their education, boys and girls together, but then they were separated after they...
Here we are leaving Istanbul. Backing away from the dock and spinning this around. It's been a little rainy. Here's another ship. Looks like he's just waiting for us to slip out of the way. Gonna go up to the Bosporus beneath that bridge. I'll just document some of this. It's a little busy here. If you listen carefully, you'll hear chanting in the background. It's a call to prayer from the various mosques, and they all have their loudspeakers going with a call to prayer 4 times a day. And we're leaving Istanbul. You got the thrusters going here. Bow thrusters pushing the bow around. And this must be a Norwegian cruise line ship, Norwegian Jade. Our lifeboat's coming back. I thought they almost both seem like they're under power. They're powered, but maybe not. They had a problem with the engine on one of them. But maybe they got it fixed and they're just lashed together for stability.
Yeah, I did. We had a little bit of a nap. I don't know where he is. He's
I never got a
here.
hold of Couples.
No?
Left a message twice. It's called to make sure they're going to be pissed off anyway because they had to break their time.
Oh, I see.
But I don't want them to miss their
No.
dinner time because their dinner time
That's
is
right.
at 5:15 or
Yeah,
something.
right.
So I don't want them to miss
That's
their
right.
dinner time.
Sure.
They'll have to drop him out and then come back.
Yeah.
Chariot Palace. This was built in 1874. It was built for the Sultan Abdul Aziz. But there was rumors that the palace was cursed because it was built on the site of an old dervish temple. The Sultan moved back into Dolmabahce Palace. But then he was returned back to the Chirion Palace. At the Chirion Nation, or full of light. And so on the Sultan's birthday and other occasions, the facades and gardens were illuminated with torches and lanterns and oil lamps.
This is the 5th largest suspension bridge in the world, going over the Bosphorus. They have a lot of antennas up here. Who? Yes.
How pretty it looks without darker.
Right, as we pass under the bridge, take a look to your right side. And we have the Beylerbeyi Palace. This is made of sandstone and marble, built by Sarkis Balian in 1861 for the Sultan Abdul Aziz. It was used mainly as a summer lodge and residence for visiting foreign dignitaries. France's Empress Eugenie and Austria's Franz Joseph were here. And the exiled Sultan Abdul Hamid was confined here. Also there to our right-hand side is the Turkish Baroque Beylerbeyi Mosque, which was built for the Sultan Abdul Hamid in 1778. It originally had one minaret. The second minaret was added by Sultan Mahmud II in the early 1800s. Cone-shaped towers of the Naval Officers Training School have been a landmark on the Bosphorus since 1838, when this building was designed for Sultan Abdul Majid. It has been used as a military high school since 1947. The traditional color of Yali was a deep red, known as Ottoman rose. Except non-Muslims were obliged to paint their houses in darker colors. Pastel colors became popular in the 19th century, influenced by European tastes. Right here on the point. This is also where mosques in this area. It also comes from the English word candle. Preparation for the siege of Constantinople. He personally supervised the construction of the fortress using 1,000 artisans and 2,000 laborers. This fortress was completed in amazingly 4 months and 20 days. There are 2 towers that spans across the valley. There's a tower in front and a tower behind.
No, it's still 10 meters, she said. Calico Bay. It's interesting, this little narrow, passageway between.
Nice. Yeah, you make me.
Khedive Summer Palace was built in 1907 as a summer residence for Abbas Hilmi Pasha. It was sold to the city of Istanbul.
Houses along the way. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see them better.
Before we reach our next point of interest, let me tell you about the mode of transportation used along the Bosphorus. In the form of a kayik, which translates to kayak, is a feather-light and graceful boat that was used to transit the Bosphorus. The Sultan's kayik included an enclosed room for his harem and 26 pairs of oarsmen powered it, all dressed identically in red pants with a white fez hat for its cargo, and wealthy families would have their own family kayik.
It's like our Coast Guard.
Wooden structure. This is the Italian Summer Embassy. It was built for Sultan Abdul Hamid II in 1906.
This is a hotel. I guess that's the embassy next door.
That building is more typical of the wooden yalis built in this area at the time.
Massive power lines going across. Those towers are amazing, the height of those power line towers. This is in the crow's nest. This is Varna.
The town of Varna has a population of about 400,000 people, and the town is known also as the summer capital of Bulgaria and the pearl of the Bulgarian Black Sea coast. The town is with a very ancient history. It was established in the 6th century BC by the Greeks, and the first name of the town was Odessa.
This is the Roman baths in Varna.
Can come a little bit closer so you can all hear me. First of all, I would like to show you this statue over here. On your left side, on your right side, the statue of Karel Scorpiu. This is actually a very important person for the archaeological movement in Bulgaria. As already mentioned on the bus, Bulgaria was under Ottoman domination, that was for 5 centuries. And after the liberation in 1878, Karel Scorpiu and his brother came here in Bulgaria to work on some archaeological sites. So they worked in the ancient capitals of
Okay, ready's fine, but I want the most modern equipment. Now they say, see ya, but the patients stay here because the insurance company's contracted with them.
This is called the Roman Tower, when it was the only thing showing above ground before they started excavating.
So, ladies and gentlemen, right now we're in the so-called antechamber of the Roman baths. Actually, when you walk around later, you'll be able to see these pictures showing how the baths looked in the past. And
Well, it's amazing that the Romans, when we were in England,
Yeah. Roman baths there.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, no, they were
Bath, Bath,
That was, yeah, I think.
yeah.
Even those were
Yeah. We've seen the baths in England. We've been a lot of places where the Romans
in Rome too.
Yeah, in Rome too. Yes.
Hello there.
Hello. The frigid, the cold water, and then the tepid place, you know?
But if they say hello, I'll say
Oh,
bye.
I agree.
Yeah. Durham would be the hot water baths. All of these walls had tiles on them. The air circulated behind, but they've all been taken out at that time to make, they say this big bath was torn down to make smaller ones that Romans could afford. Somebody has defaced the sign. These were the same layout as they were in Bath in England. This is the heating system. We'll see what we can see in here. The round pipes were the posts that held up the floor. What flowers? Yep, Basilica Hall. Should have shot this in the beginning, but here's a layout of it.
And here's what it was. Pretty impressive, wasn't it? Look at that.
Look at the dome.
Yeah, and that's some of the domes you're seeing, like there. That's neat. Someone really got carried away out here in the sticks. You know what I mean? Because this had to be a perimeter.
Orient Express, that very famous train, stops here on its way to Istanbul. Actually, the building of the train station is a monument of architecture. It's connected with the main town. You can see the bridge already in front of us. Asparuk Bridge is 60 meters high and 2 kilometers long. And below the bridge there are two navigable canals which connect Varna Lake with the Black Sea. Varna Lake, right, the country.
Okay.
So right now below us you'll be able to see the first navigable canal. On the right is Varna Lake, on the left is the Black Sea and the shipbuilding yard in Varna. Further in the distance, on the right you can see some loaded on ships directly from that port. That's why it was built. Just in a second below us is going to be the second navigable canal. Actually the bridge is used for bungee jumping. So brave people jump off Samowong from the bridge. They say 20 lefts. This is the Bulgarian currency. With a rope, with no rope, without a rope, it's free of charge. But you can do it only once. You can see this blue grid. Actually, this is from the place from where they jump with the bungee. Is the airport in Varna, the second largest in the country. Straight ahead, you can see the golden domes of the cathedral and two high buildings sticking of the citizens of Varna. Actually, there were some money which were this money was given to build the cathedral, but they were.
This is in the cathedral. This is the cathedral we were just in, and get some shots of that. We're going to walk back to the ship. The fence is kind of in the way, but this is Black Sea, and we're walking back. When our ship's down here, I maybe get a better picture around the corner. Now here's the Black Sea again. Coming around to our ship. As we leave Varna, Bulgaria. These two channels here cut back in. This is the boat building area, shipbuilding area, and the channel over here goes underneath the bridge that we went over this morning into the other port here at Varna. This is the pilot boat coming to pick up the pilot. And off they go.
So I'm Irina, I'm your guide this morning, and so I'll show you my city of Odessa, the best city in the world, and I hope you like it too.
It's Odessa, Ukraine on Tuesday.
Где это вы все русский язык учили? Thanks. So it is one of the most beautiful cities, not only on the Black Sea, but in the world. So I hope you like it. So you can just look up inhabit and see the panorama of Odessa. And in a few minutes, just in a few minutes, it will open before you like a tart. The largest
These are the steps,
industrial
120
enterprise of our
steps up.
city, and so it gives us just food, money, and life. So you can see the building of the sea terminal, and in front of the building there is a very cute sculpture. By the way, it is a present for us from an American sculptor, Ernst Neizvestny, who gave it as a present to mark the 200th anniversary of Odessa. It is called the Golden Child. Look, the child looks like Leonardo children. Leonardo small babies, and so Odessa, it is the symbol of Odessa. Odessa is a young city, so it is a child, and our future is going to be golden, so that is why the Golden Child. And now you can look before you, and you can see the gala entrance to Odessa, our famous, one of our architectural symbols, the famous Potemkin Steps. And look at the buildings and at the whole ensemble of Primorsky Boulevard. One of the largest cities in Ukraine. It is the 4th largest city after Kiev. Kharkov. Religion is Orthodox.
Train
Ladies
station.
and gentlemen, do you see this large M? Just so Western culture penetrated.
McDonald's over here.
Yes, penetrated into our just society, into our world of especially children. So, and the railway station of Odessa is just a very busy place. It connects our city with practically the whole Ukraine, and theater, operetta, and the building is very beautifully decorated with vast gobelins inside. So, and they stage here just classical operettas and also musical comedies and modern.
This is a theater. Let's get a quick shot of the pansies and daisies. Okay, and this is the edge of town overlooking the harbor. There's our ship. These are the 120 steps. Just miscounted the steps. There are 180, 192. There was originally 200, but when they rebuilt the lower harbor, they must have raised things by 8 steps because there's 192 now. This is the first mayor of Odessa.
So, ladies and gentlemen, monument to Catherine the Great.
This is a monument to Catherine the Great.
May your horn work by your life.
Well, we've walked around town and decided to walk back instead of taking the bus back, and one last shot of our ship, and we're just walking down the steps back to the ship, and it's going to leave at 5, but it's now just 1. Looks like they're unloading, they're bringing a big container out of the ship. Zoom back a little bit. Lower it down onto a mover of some sort, and we'll see what happens. You can't see it anymore. And it comes back again. See, he's released it already. We'll see how long it takes here for a second. We'll let it run for a minute. Well, this is wasting. Well, here we are in Constanța, Romania on Wednesday. This is, looks like their navy here. A little hard to see against the sun. Zoom around. Another big shipping port. Going on a tour in a few minutes. A lot of monster cranes. Tugboats. Not sure what this guy does. Big orange guy. Pushes barges, probably.
Ovidiu University and one state university and four private universities. Many schools, kindergartens, and the main working place here is the harbor in Constanța. Also, we have a little bit of fabrics that are making oil. Sun oil, and we have also one of the biggest refinery here that's making diesel and benzene gas. North from here, north from Mamaia.
Museo de Historia Nacional, Arqueológico de Constanța.
And
por eso.
With this loan, you can live in Romania. Not good, but also not bad. The newest boulevard. The blocks on the left and right side here were all made between the years 1980 and 1990. Everything what you see here. And also in Romania, 90% from the people are owners of the apartments and of the houses where they live.
This is Mamaia, little resort area, and the casino. So we're just walking around. Just little restaurants and things, pretty flowers. This is bustling during the summer. This is an overhead tram.
Romania over the Danube, who actually is nowadays not anymore used, only for special occasions. In Chernabog.
See these boulders here? Yeah, they're special interlocking. Yeah.
The stones here are extra for preventing the waves of breaking, of coming here over. They are all over the shore, and they are called stabilopod. This is a Romanian typical engineering, the stabilopod. It had 4 legs, and it doesn't matter how you are putting them. One leg is...
Well, it's 5:54, the 7th of May, and we're about ready to leave Constantia. And they're just singling up the lines. Got the thrusters going here. Get oriented, that's the water out here, so. See how the sparkles come out when it's digitized. And I got little diamonds. Well, we're getting turned around. We'll run this tape out. Thursday, about 11 o'clock, 10:40. We're just starting into the Dardanelles. Heading south for a 2-day trip to Israel. We'll just take some pictures as we go along. We should be picking up our pilot here shortly.
Wind farms over there. Aren't those wind?
The Sea of Marmara is an inland sea. This is considered the Marmara region. The Marmara Sea connects the Black Sea to the Marmara. We've already transited Bosphorus twice, and now we'll transit the Dardanelles. And the name Marmara means marble, and you can see through some of the geology throughout the land here, as well as there's an island in the Sea of Marmara called Marmara Island. Is where they find much of the marble for Turkey. It's about 40 miles long, and it was called Hellespont in ancient times. You should have received a map in your cabin yesterday, which illustrates the Gallipoli Peninsula and its relationship to Turkey. It is on the European side of Turkey. And it begins with Gallipoli, which is the village we have here to our right. And it ends at Hellespont, which we should pass in about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
This is the pilot boat. See if we can zoom in on. There it is.
please do so now. Thank you.
Soldiers, which is viewable with the naked eye. Let's hope that our weather remains positive.
This is a big wind farm.
The president of Turkey, founder of modern Turkey. Bronze monuments. It reads, "At this point, if you give your ear to the soil, you will hear the sounds of the soldiers and the heart of the mainland." That's where the Army troops landed.
Oh hell, he had it backwards. This is the Dardanelles, the narrowest part. There's a fort on each side. This is on the port side of the ship.
There are 31 Commonwealth cemeteries along the Gallipoli Peninsula. 6 at Helles, 4 at Suvla, and 21 at Anzac. For many of those who were killed and those who died on hospital ships and buried at sea, there is no known grave. Followed by the French War Memorial and the British War Memorial.
The Turkish War Memorial. A lot of people up there. This is the French or the Turkish Memorial. And she said that's the British.
As a Commonwealth Battle Memorial for the whole Gallipoli campaign, in places of commemoration for those servicemen who died here and have no known grave. The UK and Indian forces are named on the memorial. They died in operations throughout the peninsula. And on each side is a panel which bears more than 21,000 names. The inscription on the memorial reads, "This Helles Memorial is both a memorial to the Gallipoli campaign and to the 20,763 men who fell in that campaign and whose graves are unknown, or who were lost or buried at sea in the Gallipoli waters. In peace. After having lost their lives on this land, they have become our sons as well.
Well, this is our day at sea on the way to Haifa. It's Friday, and we have a little party on the Deck 7 aft end here. Compliments of Travel Associates. Some more of our gang here. I assume this blue will come out. It's as blue as the Blue Grotto we were at in Italy. And of course, it's about 70 degrees. 70 degrees? It's not quite 70, is it?
How'd you find that out?
No, I say it must be about around 70.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is a shot of the rear deck. Deck 7 with the pool. When you have a day at sea, is about all you can do. And again, this is our private party food. And then this is up on the Lido Deck 8. Aft into that. And the satellite dishes. So tomorrow we'll be in Haifa, and I'll save the rest of this tape for Haifa, and then Israel, and then Egypt. Well, it's Saturday, and we are in Haifa, Israel. We're taking our bus trip here shortly. Looks like any other place in the United States, other than the writing on signs. This looks like that big place in Dubai, actually.
Read about it. Whatever you want. Thank
you. 6 million divided to 20,000, it would have taken us 300 years to bring all the people here. Anyhow, we are in the outskirts of Haifa, the southern coast of and also Microsoft around the corner, and also Google around the corner, and also Yahoo around the corner. In the same area, all the big rivals. You know, funny, huh? But fact, because in that region, in that block of offices, read
it was Google.
Google, right? Google should be here. Intel, Microsoft also, Yahoo. Yahoo, if you look back, you'll see Yahoo and Microsoft. You see in the same region. What I forgot also. My late father was a member of underground organization, the Haganah, the defense. And the organization ordered him, Jim, listen to that, to go into the British camp to offer himself, as he knew English because he studied in the Hebrew University in Jerusalem, to work in the canteen. Tall building on the top of the hill. 1 second. After the bridge, when we cross the bridge, we'll be able to. Now you see that building? The tall one. There is the main city mall. There on the top of the... Terrorists came there under the coat, west full with TNT, pull the trigger and they explode with people. 4 times. For 4 years, the police... So here is the Mossad, here they prepare all the spies, you know. So as I said, if you look forward to the front windscreen, skyscrapers like in Manhattan, the Tel Aviv University is on the other side of the hill here to the right, and this is the Tel Aviv station, what we call university, the train. Israel discovered the train 50 years after independence. I mean 10 years ago we started to develop the train. Till then, here on the left-hand side is the Diamond Stock Exchange, a lot of offices, economical. And here on the left-hand side there is something very interesting. We have a big account with the British. I told you that already in the morning, and we didn't settle their account with them yet. Here you'll see in a minute on the right-hand side there is a big fortification. Unfortunately, the tank standing on the tower.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Above the tree, you see it?
Yeah.
You see the tank?
Oh yes.
And the building further to the left, a red building. Now the tank, you should trace it. This is the American Sherman. 1948. No food, no water, no oil, nothing, no petrol, no eggs, no chocolate, no cacao, nothing was transferred to the city, only by convoys.
Part of the convoy hauling supplies into Jerusalem in 1948.
Now we make from sesame seeds. So that is the village, and you know who having the bowl? Look here, you see the cars? They're starting to come already to catch places to park. The police ticketing you, you know, everyone that is parked not in the proper order, because it's a small village. And I'm telling you, thousands of Israelis like to come here on Saturday lunchtime to have lunch. And someone said that there is some Mr. French there, Colonel French buried there, but we looked for it, we tried to find there is no French. Not far from Tel Aviv, in a British cemetery, there is a graveyard of one soldier, Sergeant Harry Potter. Yamina, Harry Potter. Okay. This is the student campus here. Student campus. Named after a lady. She was, I think, Canadian, but she was killed in car accident in New York. Her name was Elaine Bronf. In a minute.
Okay.
It's a dead issue. Okay.
I see.
Well, I can't not to agree with your pastor. You know, we the Jewish people, we believe in, we believe in God. We don't have mediator between us and God. Our forefather was Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and we have the prophets. See here, it's yellow now. This is the Judea desert. This is a desert. today it's a nice breeze, a little bit cold, but in 2 or 3 days, if you start to go down, it can be 105, 110 Fahrenheit. Now, where is the Dead Sea? Unfortunately, it's haze today. Look over there, you see the last buildings?
Yes.
The condominiums?
Yeah.
Go, continue straight. You see the last clear line?
Yes.
Down a little bit to the right. You see the tractor working here? There is a tractor. Down there is a little bit change of the color. This is the Dead Sea. And then you climb up. If you look, if you have a good vision, good eyes, you can see that there is mountains, line of mountains in the far end. This is already Jordan. There is a line, a straight line that goes up in the sky. This is the top of the hills that are above 1,000 meters above sea level, 3,000 feet. There sometimes inside, kind of the road, a road with a wall in between. This is actually the border between us and the Palestinians.
Oh, whoa.
That Condoleezza don't like, but we don't ask her. Simple. We have to look after our own. נשיקה, לא לרכב.
Should have got that, Louie.
He's so sweet. No. Sit. Just sit. Sure, Mama, give me the camera. All right. Sister, Mama. Sister at the bed. Yes.
Olive. Down here, a Jewish cemetery. A Jewish all the way down. The valley with the buses, the valley of Kidron. And if you pour water here or rainfall, it will reach the Dead Sea after a few hours. To the left, you see the Garden of Gethsemane with 3 churches. The first one with a grey roof, this is Dominus Plavit, the Master Pride. The second one with the golden onion, this is Maria Magdalena, a Russian church. And down is the Church of All Nations, or Church of Garden of Gethsemane, Catholic church on the bottom. Now you see the wall of the city, which were built by the Turks. I'll tell you about the wall later on. One gate to the wall is closed, the Mercy Gate. The Dome of the Rock, the Dome of the Rock, very holy place for the Muslims, but more holy to the Jews. The rock. Now let's look on the Dome of the Rock. It's a shrine that was built by the Umayyad in the 8th century AD. Go to the left. You see a great dome. Small great dome. This is a mosque, Al-Aqsa. Under it was the headquarters of the Crusader, the 11th and 12th century. And you see the blue net. The blue net, in front of the blue net, there are stairs coming up to the Temple Mount. These stairs are from the time of the first temple, and they will use people to walk up to the Temple Mount. All the area with the trees in front of the blue net are full with baptizing holes. We call it mikveh, mikvaot. That place was his place, according to one theory. Another theory say that he was in another place at all. Now, one more thing that is very important for you to know, 2 more things. You see the road that goes up the hill? The road that goes up. If you go up the hill, there is a great conus. A great conus. A building like that, with a great conus and a finger next to it. This is the church of Dormition, where Maria was fast asleep. One more thing here that I want to show you. If you look up into the city, go to a building with a big white cap. Yeah. That building we're building now, we restore a synagogue, a big synagogue that was destroyed by the Jordanian. It's called Tiferet Israel. And if you continue up the hill, you see a big brown building.
Yes.
Yeah. And behind, the building goes like that, and behind there is a figure, a tower. The tower is YMCA, but the brown building, this is King David Hotel, and just in the middle, in the top floor, in the middle, your president going to be next week. King David Hotel. Also, Hillary likes it very much. Because of Hillary, Condoleezza used another hotel.
Church of Gethsemane.
And the Russian church. They're not pretty
Yeah. And the Russian church.
So he built the wall, and in order to commemorate his memories, his nightmares, he put lions on the top of one of the gates, which we call them Lion Gate.
Garbage from the temple. The city of David was down the valley here. This is the place that David took his telescope and he saw her bathing and nude at night.
Good idea.
That's it.
I wonder if there will be a time we can shut up. Got a bunch of courses
The dome, the Al-Aqsa. And here on that corner starts the Wailing Wall, which goes 485 inside. I'm going to explain to you about the wall later on. Here, there is a garden, a archaeological garden. The money came from a basketball team in the States. You heard about the Detroit Pistons?
Yeah.
Mr. Davidson, he has a factory for glass. He gave the money for all the beautiful garden and museum that we have here. Today it's closed. The blue net, the blue net is behind that wall. That wall that you see here under the Al-Aqsa is from the Crusader time. The wall in front of us. And the other side is the area with the baptizing places. Other side of the wall. And the museum is down here to the right. Okay, let's go. Parts with the Muslim when we open it. And now we're working once again here on this side. The excavation, and as much my information goes, and it's not accurate because they don't reveal yet, they reach the first temple period down here, 50 meters below us. We shall walk now to the Via Dolorosa through the Muslim quarter. Via Dolorosa, there we turn left and we climb a little bit of the Via Dolorosa to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, okay? So please.
Perfect English.
نعرف انه انت بس الحرامي طول عمرك داوي ان شاء
Fountain to let the people to drink. It's important in hot area. Okay, let's go.
Patience of the Cross. This is the path we said to have taken.
Well, you were in Spain.
See, that is a second reuse of the stone. The name of the girl, Veronica, we don't know her name. She took a cloth, a white cloth, and wiped the face of Christ. And then his face was left here, the hand. And in Latin, it's Vero is real, icon, Ika is the face, the real face. She was sick with some type of dermatological disease. By touching her, she was cured. Thereafter, many people came to her to touch her. Her name, cardiologist, half of the doctor. The half of the doctor of the heart. Cargo, the main street, were two cargo. The one that we came out of the wall, if you remember, then we started to climb the Via Dolorosa. Now you feel a little bit, you know, that you lost some grace, me too. It's not an easy climb, and the second cargo. Now we're going into the Church of the Holy Supper. Please, let's stick together. If I see it's too crowded, and the climbing up to see where he was crucified, then I won't let you go. Just I'll show you the graveyard, okay? So please. Okay. We're going into, just to let you know, that where the window is station number 9, where he was taking off his clothes. Station number 11. I see that there is a long queue, therefore I skipped to see the place that he was crucified and nailed and crucified, because we have to climb up there. We go and see the graveyard and we come out here, okay? Please. His body was covered with oil. Down here on that rock, here in front of us. Let's go now and see the place that he was buried. Follow me. That is the rock here where his body was. Jim, everyone is here?
Yeah, I think so.
I tell you, there is an army system that we give number to everyone, and then we ask 1, 2, 3, one raises hand. You know? Anyhow.
There was some distance.
And this is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, if we haven't mentioned it before, where Jesus Christ was crucified. Yes, yes.
Down there. If you want to go, you have to stand all that queue around the monument. So, and you see here the Orthodox, the Russian, they put fire on candles, then they stop them. You see the Konus, they stop them and they take the candles back home. This is very religious for them.
Ladies, please come over.
Oh, jeez. We're going to go. And we're leaving the city of Old Jerusalem. We left the wall. Bethlehem and the wall.
That would probably be very
All these trees were planted.
The wall down there is protection against shelling. The wall along the highway. Yeah, we're going to lunch. We're in Bethlehem.
tradition associated with the events of the birth of the Savior go back as far as any traditions. They're very old. They go well even before Constantine. So the possibility of this...
Down there on the ground.
Please just look below the altar.
Christ was born. And we have a lower area just behind you, the place where the angel was. So as you can see, many groups, they are coming to the grotto, so please, you can...
This is the Catholic Church.
The war in Iraq, the lions from the valley of Elah. This is the valley of the Elah. So he let his mother to be the ruler, and he have the fun with Camellia. But Avshalom didn't want to. I don't know if any one of you have been to Seville in Spain. Sevilla. Above the Guadalquivir, the Spanish built few bridges. פשוט מקצר, בעיקר אחר הצהריים, באמצע השבוע, פה יש הרבה לחץ, ושם אני בא, מדלג על הרמזור ויוצא כאן ממש. נתקע פה. The second temple was built, become very holy to the Jewish people. Would you have come yesterday afternoon? Thousands of Americans, I'm sure.
Like the border of Mexico.
All the Americans ask me why we cannot build such a border.
Yeah.
What?
This is the border between Palestine and Israel.
Coffee houses, restaurants. מבין, אני נוסע שם ברחוב יפו עד רחוב...
Well, it's 8 o'clock at night in Haifa. 7:57, yes. And we've been to Israel, or we've been to Bethlehem, all over the place. And I'm going to zoom in on this to get rid of the lights. See if we can we haven't left the dock yet. We're going to leave her 8 or thereabouts. This won't focus up properly, probably. You zoom in and then zoom out. Maybe the focus. It's just a harbor. The sky is a lot of blue in it, as you can see. It's even bluer through the camera than it would be. Another beautiful day. Tomorrow is Cyprus. Ships coming into port at night. I'll see if I can pick up the other one over here. Big, tall freighters. Now we are doing a nighttime departure out of Haifa. Side thrusters are pushing us nicely away. And the gardens going up the hill are a little brighter. Yep, I'll zoom in a little bit. Kind of pretty. And the moon is filling. There's our faithful tug making sure that if something goes wrong, he can be there to give us a push. But it appears that everything's working fine on the thrusters. That was pretty at night. Big cranes. Hot as we leave Haifa. Turning out on the breakwater. Final shot. This is the breakwater. We'll leave. And the final shot is to leave Haifa. I think I screwed up on the last one. We'll see.
Help us go back in the ancient history of Cyprus. Our bus driver today is Mr. Lucas, and I'm Brigitte. I'm coming from Germany, but I'm living already since 24 years here in Cyprus.
As you guessed, this is Cyprus.
So, the port of Limassol, where you came today, is now, in the moment, the biggest harbor. The biggest harbor was on the east coast. They discovered the copper. With the copper trade, Cyprus became very rich, and so in the 15th century BC, the first merchants came to Cyprus. These were the Greeks from Crete. They grew here sugar cane, and they using yarns. They had the monopoly of sugar export to Europe. Sugar at that time, it was very precious, and so they sold the sugar to Europe. At that time, it was a sugar on the high plateau, the ruins and the excavation of Curio. Century BC, and the excavations now from the Roman time. It was a very important Roman city. It was totally destroyed in the 7th century after Christ from the Arabs. And they're still continuing with Cypriot archaeologists.
What? You want to take a picture?
It's one of the nice beaches of Limassol. People come here in summer for the weekends, and there are restaurants as well. It's totally full on weekends. It was surrounded of a forest of laurel trees, and the laurel tree is a holy tree dedicated to God Apollo. Pyros, the earthquakes. It was 365 after Christ. Here on the left side you can still see that the rocks here split. So now we pass through the British military base Episcopi. We still have two military bases, which is the Episcopi Akrotiri, the Peninsula Akrotiri next to Limassol, the families of the British soldiers, and we have extra church and police, hospitals, schools. There's like a small England here. After the First World War, Great House didn't want it anymore because of the junta government in Greece. So they made a II against Macarius, 20th of July 74, followed immediately from the invasion of Turkey. Nobody of the great powers intervened at that time, so they could occupy 38% of the island. The whole Muslims, they were evacuated from the Greek part to the North Cyprus. Harvesting on the coast is end of June, beginning of July, and it goes out till end of October in the mountains. We have also very good table grapes, the so-called variegold, the name. And the name itself comes from Richard Leinhardt. When he tried these grapes, he said very good, and from this comes very good.
Mediterranean. These are supposedly the 3 rocks. Yeah. This is where Aphrodite was born, supposedly. Out of the sea. Water is sure clear. Church we're going to. We're not sure what's so special about it, but it's on the tour anyway. We can't take pictures inside. Pretty little bit. I don't know.
The right side is the portrait of Archbishop Macarius. So now these tombs of the Hellenistic time, which are called the tombs of the kings, they were the tomb chambers of the rich society.
Whoops. It's the tombs of the kings. That's the sign. See if I can get the sign this time. That really, ouch. Buses. Cemeteries were excavated by the Department of Antiquities in Cyprus according to the archaeological evidence used during the Hellenistic and Roman periods. Due to the monumental character, the tombs are described as royal, but in fact they never served as resting places for kings. Rich people and probably high officials were buried there.
You said no. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, you guys ready to flip out.
Time of the 4th century BC. All these tombs, they were still used later on also in the Roman time and in the Middle Ages, they used it partly also as a quarry, so you can see that a lot of tombs were destroyed. And the official excavation started in the 60s with the University of Paris. You see here that they didn't build these houses, these bed houses, they cut it here in the stones, in the soft limestone. Here in the atrium, around the store, the pillars, and in every direction the two chambers. So if somebody died in the Hellenistic time, they brought the dead here, and they have in every atrium, they have also a well where they wash the dead. Now it's a fertile hospital.
This is where we were a minute ago with our pigeon friends. Mediterranean.
I don't know exactly, but it's not expensive. A beach house, you said? Oh gosh, sorry. I understood something different.
Let's get a little bit of this sign. Going to see the mosaics. House of Dionysus. These are the mosaics.
No, this is different, I said. This is from the Hellenistic time, 300 BC, and the Romans 300 after Christ, a difference of 600 years. So it shows the Scylla. She was a young girl, actually, but she was made a monster living in the sea between Sicily and Italy from the beach Sirte. Yeah?
This was the big dining room. All of this was one great big house. These mosaics on the floor. This must be the center court. It's amazing when you think that these were laid down 400 AD or so.
Himself to be an eagle, and as an eagle he took Ganymede on Mount Olympus. That's what you can see there. Surrounded from this design of meander, which is a symbol of eternity.
Yeah, these are some more of the ruins. The excavations. Right. It's so bright out that we'll shoot these ruins again. I had the cap on here for last paths, I think. More mosaics. so bright. We'll see how it comes out. Shoot it again from this side. Must be cistern type stuff here. I assume those clay pipes are from the Roman times. Yeah, we're still in Paphos. It's one last shot. Mediterranean before we head back to our ship. We're now leaving Cyprus, thrusting away from the dock. 302. Nice little private vessel on the stern, and not it, off the stern. A little hazy today, seaport type weather, clouds over the mountains. Didn't get his chance to cell phone today because it's too early to call back home. So anyway. Looks like the extent of the Cyprus Navy. Yeah, this ship has UN on it. I guess that's what it is. It's a UN boat. It's carrying a flag on the stern. I'm not sure whose that is. Must be something to do with the UN. Don't know. Those auto-loading guns, I assume. Also has some torpedo launchers mounted on the deck. Do a lot of damage with that relatively small ship. I thought at first that this was a scuba diving outfit, but I think it's a fish farm. That's what these circles are. And that's this platform that's out here permanently. Now that I look it over. Huh. Interesting how you get permission to put a fish farm in right here. Little competition type thing of some sort. Anyway, we are leaving the island of Cyprus, headed to Egypt, which will be there tomorrow morning for a long shore excursions to the pyramids, the Sphinx and things like that. So this is it for Cyprus. Getting on our bus, just thought I'd get a little shot. It's a Monday. And we'll take more later.
The capitals of ancient Egypt. That is the city which built by the most famous leader all over the world was Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great at year 332 BC, he decided to build that city as to become the capital of his empire, not the capital of Egypt. At the time when Alexander the Great came and conquered Egypt, at year 332 BC, the capital of Egypt was Memphis. Look at the shores of the Mediterranean Sea. The population number of Alexandria is around 9 million. Even the population number of Cairo up to most reach 10 people all over Egypt. 9 of them are Christians, by the way, and 1 Muslim guy. Okay, the Christians of Egypt, we call them Coptics. C-O-P-T-C. Coptic is not an English word. That's an ancient Egyptian word, means Egyptian. Because the name of Egypt in the ancient times was Copt. And Egyptian, he was a Coptic. But I hope that you are listening to me very well and you are getting some information out of me, because at the end of the day we will have a quiz. You know, who will answer my question? I'm going to give him 1 Egyptian pound as gift. You know for sure that's 5.3 American dollars or 5.3 Egyptian pounds makes 1 American language. This one is quite a new one. This one built just 8 years ago exactly. They opened the bibliothèque of the library at year 2000, dating back to the time of year 68 AD. That is a church which built by Saint Mark Apost, the evangelist of Egypt at the time, who built that church over here, became like the cathedral of Alexandria at the time. For sure, not that building, but the same spot of, especially Egypt, really very poor of wood. The Egyptian wood is a sycamore wood, which is very, very bad and quality. The ancient Egyptian used the papyrus for the third thing to make sandals and slippers in ancient Egypt.
Small refinery.
40 days only in the natural salt. It sucks the liquid of the body and doesn't affect the skin. Then, after 40 days, they got the dead body out. And then the dry people, or the poor people, used the dry pieces of linen, cleaning up the body and taking all of the traces of, and after those 40 days, the Egyptian got the essences, wash up the body very well with the oils, to make the traces of the natural salt totally.
We're on the way to Cairo, just a quick stop. Through the desert. Crazy roads, they every so often they put speed bumps on them, everybody has to slow down and go fast, slow down and go fast. They talk about fuel waste. This is Cairo.
Outside of Cairo. There's a big, massive shopping mall outside of the city. And all of those cities, or all of those parts of the cities are new extensions. As a example, you can find a lot of new buildings and under construction buildings to the right-hand side. Those are the new cities of Cairo, because the city became a member of the city. And too many people moved from the other cities like Alexandria, like Luxor, and Aswan, to live in Cairo, looking for a reasonable job opportunity. So the people start building new societies outside of the city, like the one which is on your right-hand side, we call 6th of October city. It's quite big city right now and became as totally independent.
This is, they're building another suburb.
There's my little summer villa over there.
This is just outside of Cairo.
The one on the left, this right, which has no pointed top, it has a flat top at the moment. The one which has that cap or that white cap on the top, that's the second pyramid. From a distance, both of the third pyramid is too tiny when you compare it with the size of the other two. Even those are three generations, father, son, and grandson. And 332 BC, when Alexander the Great came to Egypt, up till year 1952 AD, okay, there is no Egyptian king ruled Egypt. For 2,300 years, and Egypt was the royal palace up till year 1952, and after the revolution of 1952, the hotel have been converted into the palace have been converted into hotels. Here is the eastern branch of the River Nile. We have crossed the Nile right now from Giza at the west bank to Cairo at the east bank of the River Nile. To your right hand side there is Cairo Tower, 189 meters tall, built by an American financial help at year 1969 to become like the new Israel. It's very bad, and actually this one has been closed for 1 year right now for a renovation work. You would visit it at any time you want, you know, and we have a ticket system, you know. Actually they give you fines all, as long as the police guys want to be, they are doing everything you want. Our driving test is not in the street, by the way. Our driving test is in the traffic channel. So most of the people, they don't know how they can drive their car in Cairo. We got a new thing right now.
Can't use the cameras in the museum, so just take some pictures out here.
Have left Egypt to Napoli and south of Italy because they couldn't live anymore over here in Egypt. They got all of our money and left. The only relationship between Egypt and the royal family at the moment, that when the royal family, one of the royal family died, they bring his dead body to be buried with the rest of the royal family. Because when he will come on the top
traffic is interesting. It's every lane is taken up.
So this was a big green landscape, and as you see, it became like one block of concrete.
It's the biggest gap I've seen in the traffic in a long time.
There are not even a green distance around it. We are crossing the widest part of the river Nile, by the way. From Cairo to the Bahrain Island, the biggest green landscape in Cairo at the moment. And back again from the island to the west bank of the River Nile.
In here, this is the River Nile, east and west branch. These houses that don't look finished are actually finished, but they've left the columns on the top, so it's easy to add another story to it. So, and I guess they don't use windows a lot, so they just look like they're not completed, but the people are actually living in them. And just a quick look, the pyramids are right there. This is in a papyrus shop. I'll show you how it's made, and they'd like to sell you some, of course.
Come closer, please. Everybody go to court. You can listen to the gentleman who can explain for you how they made the papers within 5 minutes.
Because it contains sugar and water, so the ancient used this hammer to smooth these steps to be flat and flexible. After that, the ancient used this rolling pin to reduce most of the sugar and water inside these steps. After we reduced most of the quantity of sugar and water inside the steps became more flexible, more flat. But I got it.
He must be mine. That's beautiful, though. I didn't feel around 2.5 million blocks of stones building the Great Pyramid. They never ever used any mortars to glue the stones together. Used just an irregular shapes and irregular sizes to interlock the stones. To your left hand side, to walk around the base of the Great Pyramid, you have to walk almost 1 kilometer. Over here is much smaller. Over here is just 178 of the 3 pyramids of the wives. Those are the 3 small subsidiary pyramids of the wives of King Kheops. And that white museum over there, that is for the solar boat. But this museum is closed right now for some renovation work. The king Khafre's owner of the second pyramid, he was a selfish man who didn't look after his wives.
Here we are at the pyramids.
¿Sí? ¿Quieres que te saque otra? No. Ya, porcia. ¿Ya está lista para sacarla? ¿Quieres que se corra? Oh, que está muy encima. Espérate que saque la foto.
He wants some money.
All the way down.
And we cannot touch it. From a certain point we can get too closer to a certain point and we couldn't go anymore. So we will see to that spot, it's quite further, but at the time, and the mummies had those oils, and what we call it the essences, on the top of it. So this one, it was 12 times the price of gold in ancient Egypt. So it was the most valuable thing for the tomb robber to get the mummy outside of the tomb.
Here we have 9 sphinxes. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. But if I go back and zoom, we've got the Sphinx. This is the Sphinx. Call to worship. Well, there's a lot of them heading back now to the ship. But just tons and tons of construction going on. And it seems to get half done. So they're putting these big new communities in out here on the way just because they haven't got enough room in town. See, none of these things seem to be done.
Was there one?
No time change.
I thought there was operable here.
Well, here it is 9-something. We're waiting for 2 passengers to show up, and the ship that was supposed to go out after us has gone out ahead of us. So we'll just do a few pictures here tonight. See if we can figure this ship out. Yeah, that's it. I got it too big. That's the front and the back of the ship. A little hard to tell. Anyway, I'll zoom back. Beautiful night, a little breezy, and we are leaving. And we say farewell to Egypt. All the ships in the harbor at anchor. Well, it's Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock. Leaving
Now your flight is on
port, heading to the Athens airport.
Excuse me.
And so this might be just about it.